Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
Games, changes, and fears. When will they go from here? When will they stop? I believe that fate has brought us here, and we should be together, babe, but we're not. I play it off, but I'm dreaming of you. And I keep my cool, but I'm fiending. I try to say goodbye and I joke. Try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near. Goodbye and I choke. Hey, try to walk away and I stumble. Whoa-ha, 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 whoa-ha. Now you actually look at you playing. Look at you.
I know.
I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jaden XD.
Oh, hi. Hello.
I'm your host, XD, a.k.a. I can't wait until July.
Yeah. I'm Jay, a.k.a. yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Listen, Pride Month is great, right? Like, it is a wonderful time. We miss Happy Them Joy Day. Mm-hmm. Them They Joy Day. Mm-hmm. I forgot. We should have celebrated it. But it's like, you know how I've been searching for apartments, right? Mm-hmm. Girl, I open up. I just type in like the app on my phone, like on the search thing, because this new iOS, I still don't understand it. So I'm typing it, and this is the first time I actually looked at the Zillow app logo. Why is it a rainbow?
Because you already know. Listen, here's my listen. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, yeah. So here's the thing. Because I think that if anybody knows me, they know my stance, where I stand in life, where I'm at. I haven't really put up pride posts or done all of that because, in all honesty, nigga, it's Pride every day, just like Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not getting ready to sit up here and observe. And also, I understand heterosexuals, showing support. But then sometimes after a while, it starts looking like white people showing support.
Guilt.
And, I was like, I really don't want to be that. I really just would like to stand in solidarity all the time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's always Black trans lives for me. It's always LGBTQIA+. It's always rep my set, my community, my homeboys, my homegirls, my home days. And, the niggas, everybody else, I'll fight for you. I'll fight.
Yeah.
I'll choke y'all in July. I'll choke you in October. I'll choke you in November. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
right.
I love the fact that there's recognition. Just like Black History Month, of course, we'd be happy we have Black History Month. But then it's like, okay, so what are y'all niggas getting ready to do in March?
And I saw your post about July 1st. And I think, can we handle a little business and then get into that? Because I'm really very, like, how was your week first? How was your week?
Oh, it was cool. I got sick.
What?
Randomly.
With a what?
Yeah, I guess it was, I don't want to say it was food poison, I guess.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
or
like
maybe
a
it
cold.
was a no.
Because those are dead. Let me 86 colds for you, girl. Mass forever.
Oh, listen, the gays talk about and they got colds during Pride. I'm like, oh no, hunty, like no.
Like colds
No,
are
ma'am.
extinct, nigga. We discovered
Right.
mass.
Okay, like nah, I'm straight like 9:15.
Know what I
You
mean?
know what I mean? So, no, I was under the weather, but it was like some 24-hour bug. It was strange, but I got over it. I think it might have been like lack of eating. I don't know. It was weird how it came about, but I was
a lot
like
of
down.
things happening in the cosmos right now. Just a turn. You know, it could have been your body's way of just like handling some things, purging some things, moving some shit around. You don't know.
Had to be because
Yeah.
it was out of nowhere. But
It's a funky
what else
time right
happened? Yeah, I'm trying to think what else happened. I made a traditional spaghetti sauce from scratch.
Yeah, my favorite.
Like one of them all day sauces. Like you gotta simmer it for at least 3 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own tomatoes and all of that. Like you do it from the scratch.
Yeah. Well, I ain't like roasted tomatoes. Do that. I bought crushed, but I got
That's
them
okay.
organic because
That's all right.
nobody have time for all that. But
That's all right.
you know, it was delicious. I made homemade meatballs to go with it.
Okay, Ina, fuck it up.
It was a good time. I got interviewed by a major newspaper this week, so that was cool.
You had a good week.
I did. How was your week?
I almost set my dresser on fire.
Oh. Work.
Yeah. I I have this incense that I use that I love. Love. It's a rope incense.
Is it called Butt Naked?
Absolutely no.
Obama number
No.
Michelle Obama type.
No. Bodega incense. Not anymore. I bought that Michelle Obama tape one time. I remember that. I think it's made by Medina. But anyway, so I put my little rope incense on my plate. And I said it stupidly. So I'm doing shit around the house. I'm cleaning, and then I move to the bathroom. I'm cleaning the bathroom. I'm like, something don't smell right.
Oh, Sookie now.
I was like, do you have candles burning? No, you didn't burn any candles. What the fuck? Man, I went in my room, and it was not a blaze, but it was just like that slow burn
my
where it was
gosh.
like black and working its way up. And I was like, no!
Turn on my fire, baby, and you burn me up within your flame.
The good thing, thank God, first of all, gratitude for safety. We're all healthy, safe, and happy. And thank God I have this smoking the carbon monoxide because the shit went off a second later. But this retrograde's kicking my ass. I never do that. I never. So thank God nothing worse happened. And I keep like a mud cloth on all tops of my dressers and stuff. So, I get mud cloth aplenty. So and it wasn't like terrible enough where I actually have to replace that mud cloth just yet. But it was enough to wake your girl up and be like, bitch,
If you want to be somebody,
Pay
if you want to
attention.
go somewhere,
You better wake
Wake
up and pay attention.
girlfriend. Otherwise, you and the competition are out.
Let me tell you something. My mother almost did not sign the permission slip. So,
Well, I'm glad you guys are safe. Good lead. That could have been a horrible end to your
I
Eat
know,
Your Hollywood
man.
story.
I know. I'm very. That's the first thing we did was like, thank you, Spirit, thank you, because and then I'm sure they were like, yeah, bitch, this was a wake up call for you. Just shit together.
To slow down.
Yeah, I just want to get to know you.
do too much.
Okay, but don't
Yeah.
turn around because you might light
Yeah.
this motherfucking dresser on fire. Remix.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
or you know, worse things. You know, a lot of times we get a lot of wake up calls in ways where it's like, okay, I need to pay attention to a few different things. So like I said, I'm grateful for the wake up call, and I'm grateful for the safety, and you know, I've slowed all the way down. It's so funny because actually the following weekend, this past weekend, as you know, I think I made maybe one plan outdoors, you know. But outside of that, I didn't really plan anything. Like not even like meetings, or I've really been trying to be intentional about not working on the weekends. So I didn't really plan a whole lot. Not even like a beach day or a park day. And when I tell you, we didn't really do anything on Friday or Saturday, and it was so necessary. So
Yeah.
that little wake up call was, you know, I feel like it's all linked.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I
Listen, you
did do
have
this
to-
week, though. Watch Encore.
So did I.
Wow. Happy
honey.
Pride Month.
Okay. Before we talk about that, subscribe to our Patreon. It is, you know, $7 hairs.
Yes.
You have a Wang Dang Doodle. We are now covering Serial. Season 1. I will say after revisiting it, I have a whole new theory. But we'll see how that changes throughout the season as we go through.
Yes.
We'll be covering, you know, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, season 6 over there. Going forward, we'll be talking about Love After Lockup over at the Patreon, but today we're talking about it here because we need everybody to chime in on this.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some decisions to make.
Yeah. But is there anything else we need to announce?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like I need to share.
We have a
There's
really fun
something
project
wild.
we're working on that we can't wait to bring to you all.
Yeah, we got some looks back, and it's hun tea.
Okay, so I'm very excited for that. But no, I don't have anything right at this very momento.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You know, maybe this retrograde has really fucked my memory up. You know, I'm a Taurus. We never forget anything. So, and I just find myself, I just find myself just being so absent-minded and just so like foggy and cloudy. And I'm like, it can't be the weed because I'm usually clear on any other moment. But
Yeah, I'm
like,
always high. So that ain't it.
yeah. So I'm like, this is real.
No, it's different. It's different, nigga. This one is different.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
planets
shit going
were
on. It's not even just a
Fuck
retrograde.
niggin'. The planets are fuck niggin', my friend.
Why did my
Telling
mother
you.
randomly call me one day and she was like, "Ooh, what do you think about Meghan McCain?" And I was like, first of all, what is this question? I was like, where did this come from? She's like, I just can't stand her. I was like, nobody can. But like, what? She's just my mother. When I tell you she has this whole your mother becomes your friend thing, when I tell you homegirl has come into her own and figured out, she's like, wait a minute, my daughter is a good time. Like, she called me the other day and she's like, where you been? Because I was busy for a couple of days doing nothing. I actually didn't talk on the phone. I didn't do shit but watch TV and piddle. And it was amazing.
Yes.
So she called. She's like, where you been? She's like, we got gossip and stuff to talk about. I was like, girl, I will call you later. She gonna walk me around the furniture store today, showing me all of these very amazing pieces. But she was gonna walk me around on FaceTime, and then she turned to the list. She's like, my daughter just loves it. She was like, oh my God, bring it in. I was like, Ma. So yes, homegirl is like, she's living her best mother-daughter fantasy right now.
I do have a story. It's a very black story that I'm sure a lot of us can relate.
I love black stories.
So it was Father's Day, over the past weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Happy Father's Day to my love.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to him and everybody who is a father and who's a father figure. And, peace to those who don't have their fathers in their lives anymore, either, by any means, whatever.
Love to you all.
But, I'm dark and I joke about that shit. So,
Y'all know me, right?
right. So, my mother calls me on Sunday. Because she's talking to me about Juneteenth, and she was like, talking about it being a holiday, which, interesting conversation. I was very surprised at what my mother had to say. Like I posted that Tammy Roman clip. Now, are you white? Like that kind of shit.
Every once in a while, they say some shit.
Yeah. I was very surprised by my mother's response. I was like, well, alrighty then.
What'd she say?
But she was very concerned about, she was like, well, do we get time and a half? I was like, validation.
Okay.
Valid
Boobs.
questions. So, it was Father's Day, and so she calls me, and so she says to me, it's Father's Day, I just figured that, since, I was the only father figure, so I figured, you'd call me for Happy Father's Day. I was like, Ma, the dad should, I call you every Sunday, so I'd be like, sure, but you just wanted to make it extra for you to call me, but whatever. So my grandmother gets on the phone and we talking, whatever, and so she gets back, and so then my mother is, like, yeah, it's Father's Day, so I was like, I'm gonna get you a Father's Day gift. So I got her the most dad thing ever.
A tie?
I thought about that, but no, I got her a meat thermometer.
Oh,
for a grill. Yeah, I got her barbecue supplies.
there's been a lot of think pieces and things on stink pieces.
Black fatherhood.
On Black fatherhood,
and
we shouldn't be wishing single mother. You should let the fathers have. You should let the fathers have. However, mind your business.
Right. Right.
If y'all got some single daddies and you want to wish them a happy Mother's Day on Mother's Day because they stepped in places where, there was some lack, and for whatever reason that is, then if niggas want to, let them do what they want. Let them celebrate. If niggas want to have Happy Pineapple Day in their motherfucking households, let them do it.
This is why I'm going to celebrate Arbor Day. I'm going to make it a big deal. Nigga, we are uplifting trees. And I dare niggas to say boo about it.
Beatrice and Stay trying to figure out some new shit to celebrate it here. We're like, how you feel about Kwanzaa?
Listen, we're about to invent some new things.
Let's make let's make a new Kwanzaa.
Okay. I Like, mind your business. But yeah, I bought my mother a meat thermometer, which, by the way, everybody should have.
Absolutely. You should have all kinds of thermometers in your house.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. If you don't have none, stop right now, press pause, get online and buy yourself a meat thermometer, a candy thermometer, a thermometer for your motherfucking self, because there are times when you need to test your temperature and people don't realize they don't have no thermometers in their cabinet.
Yo, did I tell you the last time I went to the doctor how the new way they check the temperature? It's very like GTA. They hold they hold the gun like a Glock.
Yeah.
And they check to your neck.
I know. They did it to me at the OBGYN. I said, back it up, old dog.
Right. I was like, Franklin, please. Oh my gosh. GTA.
Not Franklin, please.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was a black woman who did it, and it was like, I know she didn't mean any harm, but it's just natural instinct to just.
I know.
Be
like, whoa, nigga, back it up.
Oh, so you think you a gangster now, huh? Okay. Then get that out my face.
Not everything. I was here long before you, and I'll be here after you.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, Nelly. My
I would have held my fanny pack up like, here you go. It ain't worth all that.
Not me getting jumped at Kaiser. Oh my God. Girl, you got mugged out at the Casa Permanente.
Can you imagine?
Girl.
Imagine.
Well, actually, yes, I
Yeah.
can, because the Church of Scientology is right across the street.
It sure is. I drove past it. That's why I saw that creepy lion, and those people started damn near floating.
Mm-hmm. And those eyes move.
I told you that. I
Yeah,
said the
yeah.
lion's eyes move.
Yeah, I forgot to say that on the show one day, but yeah, those eyes move. I feel like they're cameras, but yeah, those lions' eyes move.
If you're in LA, go take a look. Go take a gander. The eyes
Down
move.
on L. Ron Hubbard Way.
He probably lives in one of those lions.
Oh my gosh.
And then I told you
It's-
the house that looks like a castle, or the center, or whatever, the celebrity center. There is a window up top where there is always a candle going.
That shit looks creepy too. It looks like the Tower of Terror at Disney World.
Yeah, or like the Beauty and the Beast house. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Are you gonna
Which,
watch
by
the
the
new Little
way,
Mermaid?
You know, I'll give it a whirl.
Maybe you're the wrong person to ask.
Well, look, here's the thing. Like, I'll give it a whirl. I'm not necessarily, who's in it. One of the Chloe and Halle is.
We about to call her
That's-
Clone Lee.
One of them was Pussy Poppin' and Nina Simone the other day. Which one is that one?
That's
Chloe. There we go.
Chloe.
Yes.
That's
So Halle
Chloe.
is the one that's playing the new Little
Yes,
Mermaid.
Hallie's the one that's playing.
I'm interested in seeing how she does. Like, I liked, I just want to hear the music.
Yeah, I want to
you
hear her
know.
sing. They had the
That's
little
kinda
pictures,
it.
the little paparazzi pictures popped up of her. You know, when Ariel's in the fucking, scrubs and shit. What's the little burlap sack or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
When she
paparazzi
got her
caught some of
legs.
that. Yeah, so they caught some of that, and the niggas were in an uproar about her red hair. They were like, "It's not the right red."
Like, it's not
I
going
was
to be
like, God
corrected.
damn,
and,
y'all are aggravating shit.
and number 2, that was like made with Crayola.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not real hair. That was just art.
It was just, nigga, it was literally
It
your
was a
word
doodle.
art. It was a doodle. Them fucking colors that you pick for different shit when you do shit online, none of that shit is realistic.
Right.
If they got a real girl playing her, why wouldn't they have a realistic red? And on top of that, like you said, you haven't heard of color correction and all of that. Y'all saw some blurry ass paparazzi pictures. Please shut the fuck up. God damn.
Right.
The internet is where I make my money, but I get exhausted.
Yeah. 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 I get weary of the ways of the internet.
I do. I
But I gotta
get
be
weary of
honest
the
with
ways
you.
of the World Wide Web.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. Little Mermaid story's kind of mid.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me think about it. Let me see. A bitch could sing. Her daddy was mad strict. A sea witch is like, bitch, I can give you some freedom. Is this biblical? She's like, yeah, give me some legs, but take away my voice. She falls in love with a nigga.
She wanted to be with a white man.
Well, that was
She wanted to give up her freedom to walk around like the humans be. She thought she was
maybe he
being
was spicy
oppressed
white.
in the ocean.
maybe he was spicy white.
She felt that she was being oppressed, that she thought the grass was greener with the walking humans.
Can we ask the real question?
She had the bluest star complex and
She
nobody wants to
did. No,
talk
she did.
about it.
And here's my real question. Where the fuck was that nigga going? What part was he? What boat was he a part of? What set was he repping? Was he getting ready to head to the Americas to try to take over some shit? Was he toting slaves? We don't know.
Yeah, we never went to the lower level of the ship that they was on.
Didn't. These are questions that need answers.
Where was he January 6th?
In the same place as that black actor man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, anywho, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And we're black. So again, we're not covering the show. You can go over to Freeish. They did an interview Nivea. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
I know, y'all better go listen and watch. They got the goods, okay? They doing what BET is not doing. Work, okay?
Oh, and Dr. John Paul, I don't know if it's that, but I just know that there's a substance that is being had. That's
Wait,
it.
what happened?
We just have questions about Nivea. We just want to know.
Oh.
You know, we just want to know what's going on. What's going on in the bathroom? I don't know.
Well, she said on her interview, like when she came back, that she used to be on, crack.
Oh, she said that.
She has admitted to that, yeah.
Okay, so it's okay. All right. Never mind. Well, that answers all my questions. Let's go.
Yeah. So, again, not covering the show, but there are just some moments that you can't not talk about. Again, is BET's The Encore. Now, I'm all for confirmation. I actually like confirmation. And this particular scene on BET Presents The Encore confirmed everything that we have assumed for the last 25 years.
I'm sorry.
So, Aubrey O'Day and Pam from Total are, sitting, Pam is sitting on the couch, Aubrey is swollen and on the floor. And so she has her arm.
Why is she so swollen?
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to fat shame or
No,
anything,
it's not about
but
weight gain. No,
it's
she is
because
swollen.
She's swollen because she can't move.
Right.
Like, I don't know what that is. It's like even in dance practice, it's like, yeah, she kind of got it. It's just so weird.
She's she's like inflamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she need turmeric. And what's that
Lots
shit you
of
bought
it.
me? That bromine,
Bromelain.
barium,
She needs a
whatever,
turmeric and
baking
bromelain
soda. I got baking
combination.
soda.
It's like she has
Yeah.
tendinitis and inflammation all over her body,
Yeah, she
from
needs a
eyeballs to
Motrin.
toenails.
Motrin.
Yeah.
Her eyelids are swollen.
They are. Everything is inflamed. Everything.
Yeah, yeah. But anywho, she's just casually resting her arm on Pam's leg. No tea, just we good girlfriends. Hey, what we would do, and all of a sudden, Pam from Total. Pamela Long from Total says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." I don't want to get anybody confused. I don't want to get things misconstrued. I used to be with women. I don't like.
I'm not gay no more.
Yeah, I don't like women's. I like men's. And it was so out of nowhere because Aubrey was like, "Girl, we was talking about Merzik. We wasn't talking about nothing
Bitch,
else."
I was leaning my elbow on your leg. And let me tell you
Right.
something. I never thought I'd see the day where I have to defend Aubrey fucking O'Day.
Yeah,
But, that
The
bitch came
quote.
out of. She goes, God delivered me from the sin that is homosexuality.
yeah.
She's like, I am not, and it wasn't even the like, hey bitch, I don't like you like that. Get off of me. It was
It
like
was a nobody.
I'm not gay no more.
Yeah. Nobody thought that.
Literally not a soul. Well, nobody thought that about her leaning on your leg. And in all
Yeah.
honesty, God, whatever. I'm sick of this conversion bullshit. I'm sick of this shit.
And
Pam.
I mean, can we talk?
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
feel like
Oh Lord.
I feel like she's playing a game of who are we kidding?
Oh, okay, got you. I thought
Because it's like
I didn't know what you were about to say.
because it's like okay, you may not be interested in women anymore or whatever, right? But it's also like, girl.
But that's always the case.
Or
Look at the motherfucking. Let's use the fucking episode of Pose, for example, where Pray Tell went back home and the
you've been deep in your gay shit this month.
I know. See, I
ain't even watched Pose like that. Go ahead.
It's a good show. It's a good show. But the nigga who he had a thing with all his teenagehood and childhood and so forth and so on, married the lady and was like, had children, formed a life, did all of that. And all the while, you still like niggas. Just live in your truth. There's no such thing. Conversion is false. There's no such thing as it. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, guys. It is damaging, and you gon'. Chris Ryder said Pam from Total has the Donnie McClurkin complex.
The Tyler Perry.
Do you know that nigga? What is he coming out with? It'll come to me. I just drew a blank. You see what I mean? Retrograde.
I'm telling you. Well, also, it's you're trying to remember some shit that Tyler Perry's coming out with. So I just
Again, this is what I cannot wait until we talk about cereal, because Sarah Koenig made so much sense on that first episode when she talks about memory, about how we recall things, and this idea of if there's a significant event that happens in your day, you have a higher tendency to remember the full day. Whereas if your whole day was mundane, you're not going to remember anything from it.
Yes,
the details will be...
Because it's like, oh, I do this all the time.
Right.
Like if somebody asked me what I did last Tuesday, I literally couldn't... I know I recorded because I record on Tuesdays. But I can't really tell you the ins and outs, what I ate, what, whether I went to go pick up some Fronto or not. Like, I don't know because I do these things so frequently.
Right.
Oh, what was I about to ask you? Damn it, retrograde. Yes, that's what I want to ask you. Okay, so I went to have lunch with Crystal Jean and Naja. And so I had a deja vu moment while I was sitting there. And so I said it. I was like, "Ooh, I just had a deja vu." And so they were like, "Oh." And Naja was like, "Oh." And Crystal was like, "Well, how?" She's like, we've not been here before." And I was like, "Well, deja vu doesn't have to, like, it hasn't necessarily had to have happened. You could have just seen it. And then it's happening in that moment." She's like, "No, deja vu literally means," because the bitch speaks French. So I'm like, no. I was like, all my moments of deja vu are moments that have not necessarily happened, but it feels like they have actually happened, and they are happening again right in that moment. And so we looked up the definition, which it does say, hold on, let me look it up again. So what have you all, I just wanted to ask you, what have you always
It's a combination of both of those things.
That's what, right? Okay, that's what I thought when I read it.
It's an idea of it never truly happened in reality. But it's a feeling and emotion or something that is evoked again in the same type of space. Like, it could be the same environment, but it could be like, oh, I was with these same people in a dream, having this exact same conversation.
See, I've never even really felt it as a dream. Like, when I've always had moments of deja vu, I have seen that moment before. I have been there. I have felt that, from very small things in that moment to, conversation, to the way even somebody else moved in the background. And it was like, oh, shit. That's how my deja vu's always worked.
I don't know if I would call that deja vu, but I have experienced what you're talking about. That's almost like, I don't want to be like psychic capabilities, but it's very much like a foresight of something.
Interesting. Yeah,
but I have this.
That was just a debate we had at the table, and then it was like, well, damn, maybe we're both right.
But Pam from Total, she was, and then she had the nerve to go tell Shamari from Black and Nivea, that again, if y'all hear anything, just to let y'all know, I had to let Aubrey know that, I'm not gay no more. I like men's. And they were just like, okay. And Shamara was like, well, good, I'm glad you said something. And Nivea was like, but girl, I don't think anybody in this house is attracted to anybody in this house.
She was like, that would just be weird, bitch.
Right. She's like, this some Spice Girl shit. Like, she's a joy. She is a treat.
I mean, when I tell you Nivea is the treat I never knew I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's wonderful. Mm-hmm. I know you don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
No.
I know, because it's super
real.
blockito.
Yeah.
However,
Snowcat.
I think you should watch the documentary on one of the housewives' husbands, on Tom Girardi.
Let's see.
I told you about this, about how he was scamming, like the guy who was behind the Aaron Brockovich case.
Oh, what's his name? Hold
now
on.
He's scammed Tom Girardi, Giardi.
Oh, there he goes.
You should watch the 2020. It's on Hulu.
It's on what?
Hulu.
I'm watching. Hold on, documentary.
Yeah, it's juicy. It's
Let's
sad,
see.
actually.
Oh, look at him. Is he on the show?
He's been on the show a couple times.
Loyal. Okay, let me see. Oh. Controversy. Ooh.
The drums.
Not the pineapples.
Whew.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway,
Yes.
that's and we just want to talk about Pam from Total real quick. Let's take another break and we'll talk about Love After Lockup season. They don't even know. So the new Love After Lockup. We'll be back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Large and small, most inmates are alone for 23 hours a day.
I wish that a lot of young people who might be thinking about crime could stand in an institution like this and understand what it's like to hear jail cells clank behind them and know that they will be here for a very long time.
The horror of it really lurks beneath the surface.
Robner runs the University of Denver.
Getting empty. My cellmates eating food without me. Can't wait to get out and move.
And we're back. So today we as a family have some choices to make.
We're including the family. We're having a family meeting.
Yeah, this could also count as a black people meeting. We don't have those enough.
No, we don't. Well, I think there have been too many of us or a few of us who have started like leaving the door open in the back. And so, we need to just assemble new meetings because there's been too many other people crawling inside who weren't welcome.
Yep. Sometimes there's rams in bushes, So we watched this, and we're going to tell you all about it, but we are unsure about how we feel about this season. We're going to do our best to be, ourselves, because we can't be anybody else. But we're gonna give it a little run, and you'll see. You let us know how y'all feel about it.
To the young lady who is related to one of the cast members, would this be this lady here? I'm wondering if it's her. I'm ready when y'all are ready to do the Love After Lockup episode.
That might be.
I don't know which family member belongs to you, but all I can tell you is sincerest apologies in advance, and this is not my fault.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
I'm going to go in order of which they came on screen.
Yeah, agreed.
And like we do traditionally with Love After Lockup, we talk about each couple.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a different way instead of how we did Love, Married at First Sight, which, have you watched the new season?
I've not.
The
new season's already on?
for Dallas. Yeah, they listen. That is a TLC train, okay?
Oh,
that's
wow.
their version of Drag Race.
Wow,
they don't stop.
No, they don't. They're more. That's more than Drag Race. That might be Sharp Entertainment levels.
Right. Also, did you see what that clip one of our listeners sent to us about about Smothered, that new season of Smothered? How the two black women, the mother daughter.
Is that where they send it?
I want to say they tweeted us.
Okay, let's see.
And the black mother, like, they've seen each other's sex tapes and things of that nature.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What?
I know.
Are they asking us to cover that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
But yeah, that shit was strange. But okay. So let's start with Deontay and Nicole.
Lil Daryl. And her name is Nikoye, actually. AKA
I put
Bad Baby.
Nicole with 3 L's.
It's Spanish. It's a Spanish pronunciation. Nikoye. Nikoye.
Yeah. Nikoye.
She's also giving me Bad Baby, Bobby, Barb.
Babby, yeah, Bad Baby
vibes.
He's giving me, he gets a check every month.
Listen.
And technically he does.
Yeah, he has a job.
Is what we find out later on. So Deontay, is from Virginia. And Newport Beach, Virginia, specifically.
Newport News.
And let me tell you something about Deontay. He is a connoisseur of white women. He loves him a white woman, okay? Big titties. Or what do they say? Big tits.
Big tits. Pale skin.
Blonde.
To the point where he has
skin.
a mini white woman sex torso. Imagine a fleshlight, but but shaped like a woman.
Oh yeah,
a porn.
Yeah, he
star.
got him a little kind of pocket pussy kind of thing.
Yeah, and the nigga says on there the holes used to be a lot smaller. I gagged, and not in the way that.
And I really want Sharp Entertainment to stop doing that. They've been doing that in the last few seasons of this show. And it gets more and more egregious because then the
nigga threw the thing in the dishwasher
with dishes that are inside of it.
My God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
So now you are, dishwashing your splooge-infested sex toy with your dishes and cutlery.
You eating cereal
Cascade
and
can't
nut.
cut through all that.
It can't. You see how hard your socks and towels get? You really think?
Right. You go clog up your dishwasher.
Next time somebody come over your house, they eat some spaghetti. They're like, what's this sheen?
Mm-hmm. They gonna clog up your dishwasher. That shit congeals.
Ooh. And I
so
know that nigga don't eat well. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Right. So my note says, he looks like he wet the bed for a long time. So he right. So they're in a cluttered ass wine shop, and he's shopping for his new white queen named Nikoye. And she is every bit of representative of the year 2011.
Oh yeah, baby, from the low waist jeans.
Mm-hmm. The eyeshadow, the Like, I know she went to a couple of Flo Rida concerts.
Absolutely. She got that choppy white girl cut where it's like layers, but it's, you know.
Those plaid pants.
And she wears those halter skinny tops that be like flimsy in the front, but it's tied together in the back with a couple of strings. The Tara Reid tops is what I like to call them.
Yeah. Now, he said that she has never been with a nigga before, and my note says the lie detector determined that was a lie. Because there's no way. I mean, we have all said that line. It's my first time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, okay, maybe
I like
not
to go
all
the
of
opposite
us.
direction. Like when niggas ask stupid ass questions, like how many people you been with? I like to just throw shit out there. I'd be like, nigga, I don't know, 35, 40. You know, you just got to say shit. You just got to say shit. It's more fun that way.
With gays, the standard issue was just 10. If
I
you're
think that's
trying to
pretty
lie,
stupid. Or as my
even though
homegirl in this video said, she go, the number 4. It's always the number 4.
Oh yeah, I would say 4, but being a homosexual, that's completely unrealistic. So if you just say 10, you know, that's like, okay, you're not hoish, but you kind of have experience, and you know, it's cool.
It's safe.
Yeah. Because the real thing is, like, gays, I've always realized that gays' body counts always include an exponent.
Oh, is that just because there's you know how you can separate your text messages into people that you know and then unknown recipients. It's like multiple folders. You've got, you know, the overall list, I guess, and then you've got the DNCs. Those don't really count.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So, I think she's been with a nigga before. I think she scammed niggas before. So, you know, cool.
Yeah.
He bought her a bunch of stuff. He bought her, he gave her $1,000, an iPhone,
a full-size comforter full of gifts.
Right. And his friend, who I've named Big Nigga Friend, said...
Oh, I called him Derek, the playground trainer.
Yes. Always doing a pull-up when unnecessary. His big nigga friend says, oh, you bought you a white girl.
That's exactly what he did. He's like, he's a sucker.
My note says, LMFAO, drag him, big nigga friend.
The nigga didn't even put on a shirt for TV, okay?
No, he did not. He came in an what's it called? The A-line.
A rib tank
t-shirt. Top. Thank you. A rib tank top and a black one at that, because, you know, real nigga Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And so
it's always black or gray.
Yeah. And a chain, and he was like, nigga, you are dumb.
He looked like Tristan on Father's Day.
See? Yeah. He came up there dressed like a father. Everybody got a picture of their daddy in that same type of getup.
I'm trying to disassociate from what we once called them tank tops, so I call them rib tank tops.
No, that's what they are. That's what they are.
It's hard. But
it is.
Derek, the playground trainer, comes over and basically tells his homeboy he's a sucker for all the money that he's spent on her, because this nigga makes $24 an hour.
And he gave him that. You remember on that documentary on Behind the Music for TLC? And Lisa Left Eye Lopez was like, this is how you sell 10 million records and end up broke. Break out your calculator. He gave him exactly that. He said, I make $25 an hour. So what you gonna do? You gonna give her 20, you just gonna keep $4?
He's $4 an hour, because that's what your dumb ass is doing. And we get more we get more intel into the math a little bit later on. So he goes to see Mother Cece. Cece stands for colored contacts. And what?
Oh, I call her aggressive contact. Like she had like the whole like ocular area.
Yeah.
Was just very, very, very aggressive.
It was rotund.
You know what it reminded me of? Like I know she applied that. No, I know she applied that with the, the applicator that comes in, like the little. It looks like a Q-tip little pad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know she.
Yes, the ones you get from the dollar store in a pack of $3.50.
She had on. That was Recovery Shadow.
It was put on with recovery applicators.
Yeah, that's Recovery Shadow.
It's like a brush set, bitch. I got a set of sponges and a set of eyeshadow padlets. But he
Shout
goes
out to Elf.
So he goes over to see his mother, but she's not with the shits. The only shit she's with are those aggressive contacts and that eyeshadow.
She looks like the mom from Rock too.
Oh, I can see that. I see the features.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he thinks his mother thinks that everybody's out to get him. I wonder why. He's a former Marine, we find out. And so, his mother is being aggressively black mother, which, was warm and nostalgic for me. And so, she tells him to sit down and basically tells him in so many words that he is a fool, that this lady is using him, and that this relationship is no different than the last relationship that he had. His brother Roddy Ricch is there too, eating dinner, and he says,
"Oh my gosh!" I said his brother TikTok.
Telephone swat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he does look like Roddy Ricch. Oh my god. I also said that I like how his mother talks to her own personal B camera because because there is a B camera already.
I felt like she was talking to production. She like, did y'all motherfucking hear that?
That was all the way over here. I said,
it took me a second, but I was like, yo, she is talking to production. Like, she's dead.
Oh, I just thought she made her own B camera. I was like,
either one works for me. Regardless, she is supposed to be doing it. It's funny.
Yeah, you're my new queen. I too have my own personal B camera
all the time.
I talk to production all the time.
He does, while Wu-Tang's Triumphant plays in the background.
Yeah, see, exactly. Know me, friend.
So, Roddy Ricch don't say nothing, but his face says everything. He says everything without saying anything. And so he starts talking about his last relationship or whatever. He's like, now, I want you all to keep in mind, his last relationship was also with a white woman who looked like Pheromone. And
oh my gosh, she did.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, bitch, I'm back. It's Pheromone, now located in Los Angeles, and I am ready for All Stars 4.
Like a very like again, Christina Aguilera really trying her hardest not to be Christina Aguilera.
That choppy white girl haircut.
That dog ear thing that they had attached to the side.
Yeah. All of that. And she had the ultimate white girl name. Chelsea.
Can I tell you a story real quick? Because I'm gonna forget it.
I would love that.
Okay, so when I when I was in college, I went to, everybody knows, I might as well just tell this now. I started at the University of Bridgeport. And next to the university, I know, the ghetto, I left and went to a real school. So but I was there for a minute. So next door to the campus is where I would go to get my Jamaican food, which is Rootsman Kitchen. And right next door to Rootsman Kitchen is a salon / barbershop. So in the salon / barbershop, I would go there and get my hair cut, and they had black hair care products in there, just to get some shit I needed. So one day we had got It was like towards the beginning of a new school year, and we got like a whole bunch of like white kids that came to that school, which was weird because it's usually a bunch of niggas that went to that school. And so it was around that time. It was like 2006, 2000, like Avril Lavigne era, where they had that. The girls had like, it was short, but it looked like a helmet, but they had like here it was like the sides were long. It looked like dog ears. So I go in there to get a haircut, and there's this white girl in there who looks so lost, and she has packs of hair in her hand, and she's talking to the lady like, can you like give me weave to put like this on the side? And the stylist is like, no. Like, you want me to glue in like tracks like right here? And mind you, the color was so off. It was like it was completely opposite. And I was just like, I've never seen like white women in a salon trying to get weave just for these pieces here. It was just so interesting.
In the 2000s when Christina Aguilera and all them white girls was doing that dirty choppy bullshit where they would have them random pieces of black hair and some blonde hair. They would have let's get dirty. That's my jam. I need that to get me off. Sweating till my clothes come off. It's explosive speakers are pumping. Still jumping 6 in the morning. You know, they love the little clip in. They love that shit.
Oh yeah, they used to sell weave at H&M. Yeah, they used to sell little hair pieces.
I'm actually not surprised by that at all. I'm actually not at all surprised by that at all. But that's what his last girlfriend looked like. So he's like, this ain't the same. Just because they both white and they both just got out of prison and they both got blonde hair and they both da-da-da. He was like, it's not the same. Brother's like, sounds the same to me.
Yep, sounds exactly the same. Because I said to my TV, yep, that sounds exactly the same thing.
Exactly the same. And he knew it did. And so then we find out that his last girlfriend got him in a place where he was no longer paying his rent. He was moving in with his mother. Before that, he was living out of his car. He was doing all this, that, and the third. And so he asked all them questions. Well, am I paying my rent? Am I broke? Am I da-da-da? And his brother and his mother both go, well, bitch, you might be.
Right.
So we don't know, motherfucker.
He spent upwards $30,000 on this current girl.
20 to 30. That was the most emotion his brother showed the entire conversation.
Mm-hmm. I also wrote that he looked like the boy from Dope. I don't know his name.
I hope they cast this young man in something and deliver him from the stupidity that is his dumbass brother. And at the end of it, his mother's like, I'm watching her. And I was like, baby, you're watching everything. But anyway.
My quote was, I am watching her with those eyes.
That's why I said you're watching everything. You see, do I have eyes in the back of my head? You might.
Yeah, you motherfucking might.
Them eyes are a 360 situation, bitch.
Yeah,
Okay,
she had owl eyes.
She got what?
I know she had owl eyes. I know she had an extra eyelid.
Hey, please play those eyes. All right, so okay. Actually, I actually think this might be the relative of the listener.
Oh, Ann Nesby and Dad from Smart Guy.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
I told you I wasn't going to tell you the name until we got here.
Oh God.
I was like, oops, that was a blackness. And Dad from Smart Guy.
It's the air recipe that's taking me down.
Yes. And Nesby or Juanita Bynum, take your pick, but she's either one. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, listener. But
and here's the thing.
Your cousin got onto you with this heavy ass wig, and it was it's hot.
She looked like every church, every black woman that goes to church in Houston. Like she looks like that.
Yeah.
Like the Yolanda Adams type.
Yeah. The wifey type.
Yes. The wifey type. I cook, clean, and pray.
Exactly, and suck dick. So
I went to never mind.
So she's shopping for clothes in which she would like to wear them with no draws. She's letting us know this.
Yeah, she describes herself as bougie.
Yeah, and
I am wary of those who describe themselves as bougie or sophisticated.
Listen, I let people call themselves whatever they want.
Yeah, I let them call themselves whatever they want too. Don't make me not judge them silently.
This is true. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying here. You know what I'm saying? Because we are a community. Nah, fuck it. I'm sorry. She did this. She got on Love After Lockup, my nigga. Like, what? I can't do this. She got on Love After Lockup. She said she loves glitter and edgy guys, but she's a good girl. And there was an aggressive eyeshadow happening that was stressing me out.
Yeah. Judging... Listen, the greatest friendships are based on judging others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just how we bond as a community.
It's true.
Judgment. You know what I mean?
When my cousin showed up to our Airbnb in LA one time, I told my friends ahead of time, I said, listen, my family is ghetto, and you can think whatever you want to. And you know what my friend said? My family's ghetto too. So I say all that to say, we all have a cousin who would probably do some dumbass shit like this, and somewhere else, somebody else would talk about it. And we just got to eat it and pray and thank God in spirit that it is not us making these dumbass decisions.
It is nothing malicious. It's all in good fun. Sometimes judgment doesn't have to come with malice.
No.
Sometimes judgment is just what it is.
Yeah.
Judgment.
So... with all that being said, the eyeshadow was it was very Nipsey Russell. Slide some more to me. It was stressing me out. The heavy wig was stressing me out. And the shopping for sexy, crotchless goods was stressing me out.
Now, when they revealed Ray/Death of Smart Guy, now the pictures that they showed of him, I have definitely seen on a dating website before.
Like, you mean he has a doppelganger?
I've seen them pictures on BGC Live before, but older pictures, and I haven't been on BGC Live in since 2008 or something. But I remember one of those pictures, and I was like, that nigga looks way familiar, and the doll never forgets the face.
No, she don't. Well, she met him on social as well, and when she met him, this part actually had me hollering. So,
oh yes,
she met him, and they're texting. Right? They met on social, and then they're texting with one another, and so she's like, "What you up to? Let's link."
Little did she
and
know
my
that
guy
he
was like,
already.
I'm a little locked down right now. And it wasn't until these niggas got on a FaceTime that she realized that your boy was in jail. And
I screamed.
You know what she said? I saw the white walls. Bitch, you didn't ask questions when that nigga said he's a little locked down. I would have been like, well, what's that mean? You got a woman? What, you in jail? Like, are you literally texting me from the cell right now? What does lockdown mean? You on house arrest? Explain yourself. She ain't asked none of them questions. It wasn't until these niggas got on the FaceTime.
Right.
Like, well, what's that metal tray? Why are you eating off of a tray?
Okay. Why's your toilet next to your bed? That's convenient. You live in New York?
It's a nice day. You been outside today? Nah, man, I ain't been outside in a minute.
Ooh, I'm quarantining.
But it's 2019.
I saw into the future. I had a deja vu.
Oh God.
So he's in prison for selling drugs, you know, like most niggas.
Yeah.
So you know, like and I'm sure he was caught with intent to sell. And I'm sure, you know, he sold to an undercover. You know, again, that's how niggas get caught up sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
so
no judges.
Right. So she's out with her homegirls, the rest of the cast of Hey Moni. And, you know, she lets us know that she's looking forward to in-house dick. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah. I get it.
I feel you on that.
She picks up a pair of shorts and calls them Popeyes and pushy shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Which
that made me a little uncomfortable.
I was like, wow.
Right. Now, they talk about her past and they call her ex fat, black, and bold. And he ruined it for everybody because he was abusive.
Yes.
And so I hated the way that her family I understood what she was trying to say. Mm-hmm. However, no. She basically was saying, you know, like, we don't want you to be hurt again because, you know, physically or otherwise, because we all went through it. Meaning, like, yes, you do have this idea of, like, you know, depending upon the situation, you don't know if those friends or family members had to, like, come physically get you in those type of situations if you kept going back and forth, whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. However, you can't make those situations out to be about you. This needs to be about, you know, I can't go through this again. This needs to be about, like, girl, love yourself better so that you can get yourself a nigga that ain't gonna, you know, that's gonna treat you better.
Yeah, but she was like, my mother is still my mother is fake traumatized because this was 5 years ago, and she gonna be traumatized until she sees somebody that she thinks I'm worth being with.
For whatever note I have here, I said her daddy kind of fine, and I don't
recall seeing her.
Oh, they did show like montage when she said she was 33, and I was like,
okay, all right. Yes. She also was raised. Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, because they were like, she wasn't raised to be with a nigga from jail, and you know, she wants to get married not too long after he gets out. But yeah, they were like, oh, she wasn't raised to be with a nigga like that. She was raised to be an AKA or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, Jack and Jill kid. Now here's my question. Not a question, actually, an observation. She says in the thing, my family don't know and don't know what's been going on. And maybe they don't know what's been going on, but clearly they know because never mind, I'm not even going to get... You know what? Listener, we're going to hit you up. I think it would be nice to have you on the Patreon.
Or actually email us if that's for you for sure.
Yes, email us at jadeandxd@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I got from. Yeah, that was Ann Nesby, Juanita Bynum, and Dad from Smart Guy.
I think I want to call her Juanita Bynum.
Mm-hmm. I was like, ooh, I'm getting ready to meet the Lord. Yes.
Let's take a break and then come back with the remaining couples.
Oakley dokley. Be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And we're black. Discussing the new season of Love After Lockup, introducing the new couples. Please remember that this will be moved over to Patreon, but we will be posing a question also at the end of this episode. So, yes, just keep that in mind. Let us move on to the newest couple. Rachel. I called her Pinocchio because she looked like she had that Pinocchio, like that Pinocchio nose to me. But I like XD. What did you call her?
Standard issued white woman.
There we go. With her man, Dirk McGirt.
Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah. I had another name for him that I cannot share publicly.
Turn your mic
but
off.
I was
and tell me.
like, okay. Yeah, as you see, I can't.
No, that would be another person on this show.
Yeah, but you see why I said that. I went with MGK. MGK, Kid Rock, same thing.
Tall white man, but I called him Dirk McGirt because of that. So
they're in Michigan, which I feel like their locations are definitely relevant to their storyline. All right. So she was in the military. So she's, a tough girl. She's like, like on Instagram, how they have like those badass chicks kind of like Instagram posters or whatever.
She's Rosie the Riveter every Halloween.
She has like, a Harley or something, that kind of shit.
But she's 4'10" and he's 6'5".
Right. So she brings over her friends who you lovingly called Catfish.
Catfish and Biracial Blossom.
Yeah. Because he definitely looked like a nigga that would catfish people.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like comic book guy from The Simpsons, too. But, yeah.
Tell me, how do you feel about 45-year-old virgins who still live with their parents?
Comb the sweet tarts out of your beard and you're on.
Don't try to change.
Like he used to work in special video shops.
Yeah. Or like I know he probably worked at a Spencer's at one point.
Exactly. A Hot Topic.
Yeah. Or a collectible shop.
Yes, but those collectible shops where they tell you where the movies are in the back behind the curtain. He was definitely a token man back in the 80s and 90s.
And her friend sells like baskets she wove herself on Etsy.
She sells jewelry, but it's not good.
Or pot holders.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Yeah. So she prepares for her nigga to come, and she has 18 pounds of bologna in her Frigidaire. 9 pounds per tube. Do you know, like, how stereotypes can be true? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's where it comes from. Got it.
I grew up on bologna. Okay, a bitch loved the fried bologna sandwich. I have never seen that much bologna in my life.
Girl, that's government issued bologna, girl.
Outside
that's
of the
what they drop off
in the fucking case.
No, girl, that's what they drop off to different countries for aid. Why is it so big? I was like, this is for Darfur. Like, why?
I was like, why she buy the bologna already? He not even out yet.
Yes. Again.
Get the groceries the morning of.
Okay. You can't catch your pearls before the swine, literally. Golly.
Ooh, and I know he's eating that big raw ass roll of bologna too. You know he's not even frying it.
No, all he is just doing is taking 2 pieces of bread and just mumming it and just going like that.
So I propose the next time we're together,
we
do a mukbang and make some fried bologna sandwiches. Let's eat some nostalgic foods.
I've only had
we might go to Gloria.
fried bologna sandwiches. Yeah, I've only had a fried bologna sandwiches a couple of times for good reason. Not because they were bad.
Oh.
It's just because it was like, whoo, the grease.
Meanwhile,
and I've had greasy shit.
Grease.
Yeah, no.
It's like a sausage
and
sandwich.
I'm not a bologna person, but I will eat that.
I haven't had a fried bologna sandwich in decades. However,
We're
doing
last
a
time I had a
nostalgic
fried
food mukbang.
Yeah, we can. Last time I had a fried bologna sandwich, I was in Buffalo. Because I had, for whatever reason, because I had like one of their traditionals, like beef on weck sandwiches.
Oh, what?
Buffalo has really interesting
What the fuck is
food.
weck?
So it's like
it's terrible.
It's on this like really salty bread.
A salty bread?
Yeah, so it's like pork, like beef tenderloin, like on like a very salty roll.
That sounds like death.
Listen, that's where I had a garbage plate.
What the fuck is that?
A garbage plate is French fries, a protein mac and cheese.
Oh no.
Something else.
No.
Maybe gravy.
Oh no.
More mac and cheese. Yeah, like it's everything but the kitchen sink on the plate.
Okay, so this nigga's in jail for felony firearms. He was involved in a drive-by. I literally have nothing else for that.
Yeah, I wrote that he looks like he bites people. And we learned that she married him 10 months into the relationship. So they're already married. She said he wants the 4 Bs, which are boobs, baloney,
non-alcoholic booze.
Oh yeah, non-alcoholic booze, a responsible king, and blowjobs.
And blowjobs.
But I still like bologna on white bread now and then, and the sound of a whippoorwill down a country road.
He proposed worse, if you could imagine, than Martin proposed to Gina. He said, because I put it in quotes, "I don't care what you say, you're going to marry me."
That's very much, I'm going to clobber you over the head. I'm going to drag you home with me.
Yeah. And she speaks, they have not had sex because they have not been allowed to consummate the marriage. He was not permitted to conjugal visits. However, she has found creative ways. Remember, she is 4'10" and he is 6'5", to beat him off in prison.
Yeah, she's giving him a couple of handy J's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the following threw me the fuck off.
Do kids say jack off anymore?
Yeah. I think that's just a standard term.
Oh, okay. All right. I just
like one of those things that are just never going to go away.
I wondered if it was dated or if it was forever.
Like head, like that's always going to be a term.
Yeah, that's never going anywhere.
Yeah, no. So a few months after them dating, his son came to live with her.
Uh-huh. He would only come on the weekends originally, and then we find out a little bit later that his mother has a very serious drug issue, and so 3 months ago he's been living with her full time, so she's been taking care of him as a single mother.
Right. And something tells to me that she's going to be more of a parent to him than either of his biological parents will ever be.
She already is.
So he calls while her home days are there, her home friends are there, and he sounds wild on the phone.
My nigga.
He sounds the fuck wild. Raised by wolves. Who the fuck are you talking to, white man?
And on a well, you know, I bitch ain't no doctor. But on a psychological level, he talks like a nigga who has never been, and her friends bring this up. He talks like a nigga who's never been in the free world as an adult, because he's got to assert himself in this very unrealistic way, or this very dominating unrealistic way, because he's never been able to be an adult in the free world and flex being an adult. So he calls her and he's like, you know, did you talk to my PO? And she's like, nah, I haven't gotten to it yet. He's like, oh, you slacking? He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to start barking orders at you again. And I was like, oh. Then he blames her for his son being a victim, quote unquote, and running over her. Which we see in a later scene that they actually seem to have a pretty relatively healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then he goes, who's the boss? And this bitch goes, Dougie Bear's the boss. He bangs it on her. And then she turns to her friends and she's like, he's crabby. Nigga.
She's one of those.
She thinks the shit is cute.
I used to date this guy back in the day. He used to say, I want a nigga that will like push me in the back of my head and take my paycheck.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. You've got to go to therapy, baby. You've got to go to therapy.
That's what this gave. She definitely is into his abusive way
she's
of
like,
speaking.
oh, he's just flexing.
Right.
Oh, okay, girl. But Black Blossom says he's a 6'5" baby and that he's never been an adult in society, and so they're concerned for her. They want the best for her.
So then we meet the little boy, Dougie Jr. He was playing PlayStation, and at 12, so I know he says nigger.
Oh yeah, because he clicks them buttons a little too fast.
Listen, any child that's under the age of 18 that's white that plays video games, I automatically assume. Oh
yeah, they say nigger, cunt.
Oh yeah, listen, Chris Rogers. I should have him tell the story, but I'll tell you guys now. So he was on one of them GTA, NBA, live, whatever the fucks. And he got schooled by like a 9-year-old. And when they called him all types of like nigger jigaboo.
I'm sorry.
like porch monkey. And when I tell you, I was screaming. I I was like, you got beat by a child and then got cursed out.
A racist child.
What a racist baby.
How you
know the kid
how you
was
get
like
beat
8.
by a Bigot Baby?
Bigot Baby. That's the title of this episode. Bigot Baby.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. But to my surprise, little Dougie Jr. was quite insightful.
Yeah, very much so.
He was very well adjusted for a 14-year-old who I'm sure says
12.
nigger on the internet.
Yeah.
Listen, I know how the internet works. I've been on it a long time. I know how they do.
You see that? He got the little. They went to overtime. This nigga won. So I put my dick on your forehead, you little moon cricket.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm not going to tell you that when the person that cursed out Chris Rogers was not American. They was of a different race, so they had an accent.
Oh.
So that made it. And I'm not going to do it because it's disrespectful. But just know.
Turn your mic off and tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't turn my mic off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh, ooh. Oh my God. Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
But yes, ooh, the little wigger is
he's well
insightful.
adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's well adjusted for as much as he can for being casted in Roseanne. And
she actually does surprisingly well for a person who's not a mother, never been a mother, had to step into the role very quickly. You know, she asked him, she's like, so what do you, how you feel about your dad coming home? What are you going to do when you see him? This nigga says, I'm going to punch him in the stomach for being a douche and not want to take care of his kid. And then I'm going to give him a hug because I understand he's going to need some adjusting. And I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to bond with him. And I was like, you help express yourself and then, be adaptable. I love it. But as a child, it was also very sad. Because he shouldn't have to be that person.
Right. I was like, that's a kid who, A, has gone to therapy or has watched a lot of therapy TV.
Lots. And not TLC.
No. But she wants to adopt little Dougie in the future, so, I hope standard issue white woman gets to do that.
Yeah, she seems to be a good mother, and I have to say that about her.
Yeah.
Next, we have Courtney, a.k.a. Kid Sister. Everybody pause and just Google image Kid Sister dolls.
Yeah.
Kid sister, wherever I go, you're gonna go, kid sister, I'm gonna show you everything I know. Kid sister and me, love afternoon.
And resume. So we have Kid Sister and Josh, who I have affectionately titled GSA, gas station attendant, and or ribbed tank top.
Yeah. I don't have names for them because the story speaks for itself.
Yeah, they're from Urbana, Ohio.
Yeah. So, Mama is 30 and on marriage number 3.
Yeah.
She's just addicted to, the life of a wife. Now, she met her boo thing, Josh, while she was a correctional officer.
Not only that, not just a correctional officer, because that's okie doke number 1. She fell in love with him after she searched his cell and read his sonnets of abandonment and loneliness.
I wrote, she fell in love with him when she confiscated his Moesha journal. Yeah. The cell block was hot today. I feel so alone. I'm tired of shit on shingles. Word.
Let's redo that. I'll be in Dill. Let's do a skit. Let's do a Moesha skit.
We can.
Rest in peace. But so that's how she fell in love with him. And then these niggas got married 6 months after that. They dated and got married 6 months after they started dating. And he proposed with a tattoo.
Yeah. You know? I wonder how many ballpoint pens it took to make that.
When I tell it was her face. And will you marry me? And please keep in mind this was all done in prison.
Oh, yeah. Keep in mind.
Keep in mind.
Listen. What a friend we have in big lighters and big ballpoint pens.
Let me tell you something. Niggas love a safety pin. So they got married by double proxy.
I've never heard of this before.
I hadn't either until
people
now.
Standing in your place to get married.
I've heard of things being done by proxy. I'd never heard of double proxy. That was new to me.
By proxy, I've never heard of that. So essentially they couldn't see each other or be with one another. So, and we learn why, because she's on probation and you can't be with people who are locked up or whatever. So it's like two people stood in their place and they got married.
Yes, this bitch is on probation for breaking the very first law, not rule as she thought, very first law of her fucking job. Don't date an inmate. And how she thought she was getting ready to skirt the system. This dummy bitch wore different wigs and got away with it for 8 weeks, but wore different disguise wigs to go see him before she got caught.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a commitment to drag. You know what I mean?
Something. She spent as much as they do to be on the show, or as much as some of them do.
And listen, love makes you do some crazy things. So I place my heart under lock and key, and but what I cannot understand is you thinking. This is what I understand people, period, about thinking that they can outsmart the system.
Nigga, with terrible wigs. She didn't even get them wigs from the beauty supply store. She got them from the fucking Party City.
Like, there's things that you can't outsmart the system, right? There's just certain things where it's just like, okay, the government ain't really checking for this for real. But you are doing this literally, like, you scamming it. You stealing, like, from your job.
You are going to your job in a Uma wig.
Yeah, thinking nobody is going to recognize you.
And this bitch was not just a corrections officer. She was the corrections lieutenant.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Right. Her pension was solid.
Nigga.
And that's also a thing. You willing to give that up? Because I know you get paid to be in love.
I wonder how much corrections are. Hold on. Salary.
You know feds get paid.
Corrections.
That's why they're all corrupt.
I figured they were corrupt because they didn't get paid. Okay, so
rich people were just as corrupt too.
This was in Ohio because it's different. Okay, so the salary for a correctional lieutenant is $63,593.
And what's that comparable to? Hold on, let me look.
What, a corrections officer?
I'm looking.
Or another state.
Another state.
Oh, New York is like $90,000. Hold on. New York, the average salary is $63,600. Ohio is the average. Oh, this is for a correctional officer, not
Right.
lieutenant.
So I'm just saying they're getting. I'm sure she was making a shit ton of money
because she was a lieutenant.
And right.
She was making at least $60,000, which I mean, I assume.
And in Ohio, making $60,000, you could buy people. You know what I mean? Like, listen, lavish, nigga, like cheese on every burger, sauce on every wing.
She had insurance, and she gave it up behind a nigga, and thought she was getting ready to get away with it. It was the wigs that irritated me. So she served 60 days in jail, and now she has 2 years of probation. She's on probation for 2 years.
Also, how she had money? She had enough. Look, she had to turn 8 weeks in Drag Race. That's hella expensive. Bussy Queen
That's almost top 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, that's a lot of work to get to top 4.
She's had loops.
You made it through the ball challenge and everything. Snatch game too.
She did make it through Snatch Game and possibly won. So, she goes to see the attorney because she's trying to figure out how she can get him to be able to parole at home. Because right now, with her being on probation, they're like, nah, no, bitch, she can't come stay with you. You break the law. And so the attorney's like, yeah, you're limited. You don't have many options here. They're going to do what they want. And it sounds to me like she's about to break the law.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, they do on camera already. They broke the law.
How?
They're not. I don't think they're supposed to interact. Period.
No, they said he's allowed to quarantine with her for 14 days, and then after that, he got to go elsewhere.
Oh, got it.
So they're allowed that, but it sounds like to me like she's about to try to finagle this shit where this nigga can live with her. Like old girl. Listen, Sharp Entertainment is not above filming people breaking the law. We watched it.
No.
So she's not allowed on the prison grounds. And he's getting out. So her homegirl is driving her, and she's going to go into the prison grounds to go get him. She got to wait outside the gates. So they're white, so they got some inside joke about some dill pickle or some bullshit. And so she's going to dress up as a pickle when this nigga gets out. She also reveals to us that she spent over $25,000 on him. To the point where her hot water heater went out, and she let it stay broke to make sure that she could send money to this nigga.
And
and you ain't even got the dick yet. Damn.
You know what's
actually? Yes, she probably did. Because if she started in the prison, she probably fucked him.
You know what's wild to me? It's like. And we see this all the time, is that these folks fall in love with these people while they're in a situation where they don't have anything else to do but fall in love with you. Or
sounds like a form of
survival.
Yes. And manipulation. Because you are taking advantage of somebody who is in limited circumstances. Now, granted, these people are grown and they have choices. But at the same time, something about it don't feel right.
Yeah. It's quite odd. And I understand, love comes, can come through anywhere, you know what I mean? But I'm also like, it's a little strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But it's, anyway, continue.
And I'm not going out without hot water for somebody who, no, none of that. Like, I've lost everything for you because I believed in this notion in you. Like, I don't know. Like, love is strong, and I love the person that I'm with, but I'm also like, nah, I don't.
I'm not doing that. Let's be clear.
Yeah, listen,
and then eventually
I'm
you gonna get out.
or.
Right. Like, eventually you gonna get out and what? We gonna be taking cold showers? I'm not about to be funky and out here dirty with no hot water in my house. No, so that you can get some Cheetos.
So she has this stupid ass pickle costume while her friend TLC cast member went to go drive to pick up her nigga because she can't go to.
I really hate you.
Why do all the friends of the show look like members from TLC's whatever the fuck?
I know, just like Catfish.
So she goes to pick him up, or she's hiding in this pickle costume. She looks the fuck stupid.
Yeah.
and that's the end of the episode for them.
Last on the list we have Stan, aka the Glucose Guardian, aka Predator Hair, and Lisa, which is also Deb from It's Always Sunny.
Oh, I have Old Man and Heather Locklear. Because Heather Locklear too is in present. Yeah.
He has Predator hair.
Mm-hmm. It was like because he also gives 1970 game show hosts.
Yes, he does.
like he's the type
Casey
that
Kasem.
hold them. Yeah, Casey. Yes,
yeah.
Like he had the microphone that was real skinny, had a little knob at the end. That was real like futuristic.
Ross Schaefer here, and tonight on The Late Show, we're going to meet some of your favorite game show hosts. These are people you live with, people you know all the time, and they brought some of their bloopers. Plus, actor Stacy Keach is going to be here. He's been, well, as you know, he just played the Hemingway character. He's going to talk about that. Plus, music from Howard Hewitt. So why don't you follow me? Come on, this way.
It looked like a big tampon.
What was his name? Jack McClain. What was his name?
Richard Dawson from
Jack McMahon. John McMahon. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. He was giving me that. He was giving me Casey Kasem, Ed McMahon, Predator hair.
No. Yeah, so him and Heather Locklear in St. Louis.
Deb. She looks like Deb.
She gives Heather Locklear to me. I was like, oh, Melrose Place.
So he's at the batting cages with the Sandlot.
Yes, 50 years later.
Boomer band.
Yes. Yes.
The geriatric generation. But he's there at the batting cages with his homeboys. All of them were in slavery there together. He reveals to us that he is worth $2.3 million.
And has dated 125 women since his wife died.
Predator hair. He meets everybody online. That's his zhuzh. And so he met Lisa online. And he fell in love with her because she was somebody that you would have liked to be seen with. Those were his words.
No. I laughed when he said, back in the day, you would just go get a milkshake with somebody to get to know them. And in my head, I was like, well, back in the day, I'm sure you met at the auction block to get to know somebody.
This nigga talk about the good old days.
Yeah.
Down at the malt shop.
Okay. Where they sick the dogs on them. You know what I mean?
You know, where there were two entrances.
Right, before integration.
We talked about it before. We was like, they love talking about the good old days. Stop.
Oh, they do. Listen, I get real weary of the ways of the world when white people talk about the good old days. I was like, well, what was good about them, dick?
Please, enlighten me.
Let us know, Betty.
You know they got a drink cart. So
Roberta.
He talks about how she actually was really Heather Locklear because the first time they met, they talked, they drank wine, and then they fucked.
Oh, it is important to know that he knew what the fuck he got himself into because they met on SeekingArrangement.com. Have you ever been on SeekingArrangement.com?
Now, why would I be there?
Oh, well, honey, let me tell you a story. Seekingarrangement.com is for people who are in search of sugar daddies or people who are in search of sugar babies.
Oh.
So it's a marketplace for sugar.
Oh.
Must protect sugar. Thieves everywhere. The strong must protect the sweet. The sweet. In America, first you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the women.
So
well, let me just get on Secret.
right, exactly. Some of the people there are very, they're nice, and you state your intentions or whatever, and sometimes you get what you ask for, and sometimes you don't. Just like if just a regular dating website. But the intentions are there for like, hey, I'm just looking for a nigga to take me to BBQs and to Tyler Perry movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Seekingarrangement.com.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I just... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can we sign up for an account one day and do this for an episode?
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's fine. We could do that.
Okay, so his friend's concerns then meant nothing. So he meets her online. They talk, they fuck, they drink, and then she disappears. And that's because she got hit. She was selling drugs. She was a white woman selling drugs. Fascinating.
I mean, that's what Nancy Botwin did on Weeds.
This is true. I guess white women do be doing I know they commit crimes, but I wonder.
And Lindsay was selling. Lindsay from last season was selling weed.
Yeah, she don't really.
Or selling meth. She was selling meth.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe.
And the white girl who was addicted to heroin in the very, very first season.
You're right, and
she
Brittany.
was pushing weight too.
You're right.
Oh, Brittany, yeah, definitely.
It's usually the ones who fuck niggas. So maybe it's because she fucks old white men that I was a little thrown off. Now, his friends actually had me kind of bust out laughing a couple of times. He hasn't seen old girl in 8 months. And so he's showing his friends the pictures at the batting cages. And they were like, she looks familiar. I might have dated her grandmother.
I cackle. She looks healthy.
It was a few times. And this nigga has the audacity to talk about older women and their bodies and how he likes fucking younger women because older women have too many ailments and complaints and so forth and so on. So what you doing?
Oh, I named his friends Roy Rogers and Jimmy Dean.
He is. Pat and Gino.
Yeah. They gave Tony Soprano's friends on yeah.
Paulie.
Yeah. He said he likes them young and she's about 40 because we don't know his age because he ain't disclosed it yet.
No, but I'm assuming it's close to 80 because this bitch said she was half his age when she called.
Well, he looked good for 80. Again, like I said, like that tweet said, be dragging to hell.
Exactly. So his friends are concerned because she might be using him. She's looking at him like a sugar daddy or milking the pup, as they like to say. And clearly he already knew that.
Yeah. As I say, he knew what he was getting himself into. He found her from Seeking Arrangement.
Now I am dying because this bitch called. And so he had shown all the pictures. So his friends, after talking big shit, were like, hey, we're Rick and Dan. And she's like, oh, so nice to meet you all. They were like, we just saw pictures of you. You're beautiful. Da da da. She's like, yeah, thanks. I don't look like that right now. Right now I look like my brother.
I also will say he has spent the least on somebody that I've ever heard on the show.
And said it like it was a lot. And got the most. Allegedly.
He was like, I've spent $5,000.
I said, oh, well, she don't even eat that many Cheetos.
Oh, my God.
I was like, that is just fascinating. 5K, because the rest of these niggas who are broke, be 20, 30, 40K, 80K, this nigga's only spent 5K.
What did Scott in first season? He spent almost $100,000 on her.
Right. So clearly I don't know, maybe she's working wrong. And I died when his friends were like, well, hide the good silverware and good luck.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna cover it on Patreon going forward.
Mhm.
So definitely subscribe to that. Also join our Discord. There's conversations on everything that we talk about. So join in. It's a great community there. Everybody's there is fun, and even if you just want to talk and get some shit off your chest, it's there for you.
Amen. You have anything before we go?
Nope. Just, stay, keep your head up and your eyes open.
That's it. Bye.
Yes, we're
Bye.
moving on.